This CNN podcast is brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. At Johnson & Johnson, we believe nursing is the essence of caring.
Gosh, $5.99, Christmas tree in a box. Not bad. Hey, this podcast, we're in the CNN Center. They have stores. You see all this stuff that you can buy for the holidays. Makes me want to ask you, how are you doing planning for your holidays and buying gifts in this recession?
Create a budget. That's the best thing I do. Create a budget and know what you're going to spend and, just spend wisely,
So we'll talk about that. Also, I'm going to take you behind the scenes at the Grand Ole Opry when they introduced me on stage and the reaction. Did it go on too long? No. Okay. So I hope you enjoy that. Now we're back in the CNN Center, and this is where people come through when they want to visit. In addition to anchoring the news that you see, thinking about the podcast that you see, and doing things like watching the wires for incoming stories, I also get to, during the shows, chat with you in the commercial break. So let me take you behind the scenes of that. Someone is saying, too late for me to win, but I love chatting with you guys. Hear that, Bobby? This room, they always love Bob. Sometimes people get mad because I can't chat all the time, but I'm like, I'm working. But first, I want to ask you how you're doing on the recession in terms of being able to afford gifts for the holidays. I mean, I got 25 cents here, and, money just doesn't go very far at all. That's it.
I think this is probably the first year that I've set a budget.
My family and I were traveling, so we planned this for quite a while. So we're not getting each other gifts, but we're just going on vacation. So
no presents for my closest family, like relatives. So they're not gonna get anything. I'm just gonna be there with them, but no presents.
Trying to sell your house during the holiday season, during a recession.
Exactly. It's the worst time in the history of the world to sell a house. So
I think the main thing is saving, and not overspending. Create a budget. That's the best thing I do. Create a budget and know what you're going to spend and, just spend wisely,
Well, I hear you. Let's go to Jen right now, because just for you, the podcasters, she has some info on what we're supposed to do when the economy is so tight. If you are somebody who's saving for retirement, really what most experts say is don't do anything. And I don't mean just stick your head in the sand and don't do anything. Sometimes doing nothing is an act of faith. Sometimes doing nothing is important. And that's what a lot of experts say, is that especially if you get a company match, you might want to keep on contributing. If you've got a long-term strategy, that shouldn't be changing, and just, hold on tight, because the betting out there, when you look at the futures, says that we are going to have 7 more months of this. I'm calling it a game of chutes and ladders, where every day the Dow is up 600, then it's down 400, then it's up 500. It's very crazy in the markets lately and pretty irrational. So this is something where it's going to take some intestinal fortitude here. Okay, we're in the set now, and it's in between. It's during a commercial, and we're getting ready for our next half hour, which is the 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And the floor director, Aaron. Hi, Aaron. 45 seconds, but I just wanted to show you that also during the breaks, I have to take care of this. These are our 6 chat rooms that are going during our Morning Express challenge game. So the chat is great. Someone is saying, too late for me to win, but I love chatting with you guys. Hear that, Bobby? This room, they always love Bob. Someone wrote, she don't care. Sometimes people get mad because I can't chat all the time, but I'm like, I'm working. I'm on the air. I think the podcasters know. Anyway, I gotta go because how many seconds?
15 seconds.
15 seconds. See you later. We're backstage right now in the Ryman Auditorium, where everyone knows that the Grand Ole Opry used to originate for years and years and years. So I'm going to go out on stage, and that's such an honor. I'm a little nervous. For one, Diamond Rio is going to be asking me some questions, and some of them watch the show, some of them don't, so we got to convert them. Come on. All right, you got any dues? Don't talk politics, right?
Don't talk politics, maybe not religion.
That's over with.
Yeah, exactly. No, just go out there and have the time of your life.
All right.
People say they always remember their Opry debut, so.
I know I'm going to remember it, yeah.
So because you can't actually hear what I'm saying from where the camera is, I'll just tell you, I told them it was an honor to be there. Kind of felt like a party girl because I was out past 6 p.m., my regular bedtime. And I told them when they're watching the show, they should know that they have a friend to country music doing the news for them. Maybe I said a few more things because it seemed to go on here. Did I go on too long? No. Okay.
Robin,
Hey, Wolf!
I'm Wolf Blitzer. How would you like to spend some dramatic time in my situation room?
Oh, Wolf, you wouldn't dare. I have one thing to say to you. No, I'm actually kidding. Wolf is such a sweetheart. He would never say that. But when do you feel like, Wolf, Robin, was the first time that you really learned to talk to the opposite sex? Well, this is a story that we had on the air.
Are you having trouble finding the one to carry you to class? No, just joking. You might want to take advice from Alec Graven. The 9-year-old wrote How to Talk to Girls last year for a class assignment. His advice led to a local news story, a trip to Ellen DeGeneres, and yes, now a book deal.
Sometimes you get a girl to like you, then she ditches you. Tip, about 73% of regular girls ditch boys, 98% of pretty girls ditch boys. Life is hard, move on.
98% of pretty girls ditch boys, he says. Alec's next book is How to Talk to Moms. It is out in March.
Well, one way you could talk to the opposite sex is using pickup lines like this shirt. With my brains and your looks, we could go places. Actually, you know what? Our viewers had way better advice.
Women like to be complimented, but saying something like, dang girl, you fine, doesn't really work. Lauren from Georgia says, don't say, you look shorter than my last boyfriend, or my last boyfriend was a millionaire. Do ask men questions about sports or how your car actually runs. Makes them feel manly and knowledgeable.
Now, my advice, ladies, is to never call a fella buddy. My husband says that when you call a fella buddy, hey buddy, it ruins any fantasized chance that he thought he had with you. No, they'd rather you call him something along the lines of big puppy. Something else from the show, I got Jen all fired up. I honestly did pick a fight with her about Cyber Monday. She says Cyber Monday, when people buy their gifts online supposedly, isn't real. I'm like, looks pretty real to me.
Yesterday you said that Cyber Monday was not real, but with all those numbers of people going to the websites, doesn't that make it real?
Well, is today Cyber Tuesday? What if there are more people there today than yesterday?
Well, what if today more people were shopping in the malls? Does that make it Black Tuesday?
But usually they don't. Usually Black Friday is really a big sales day. And also it's called Black because that's the day that they make a profit.
She can't see me. I'm like,
it's not about being the busiest day. It's about, anyway. I'm just saying.
Wait, I'm gonna quote a movie. I'm hearing this, and I want to hear this.
Oh, Jen, of course we're friends. I mean, you can argue like that when you're new sisters. Now, speaking of family, we consider you our family, so thank you so much for watching the podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on the show. Good.